Check, check, mic check. Cool. All right, what's up, everyone? This is not going to be a typical live stream. As you can tell, it's almost 1 o'clock in the morning. I am extremely tired, but I figured I'd give you guys a little update since the last time I did stream. Price was kind of in that decision-making moment, and it actually did make a move to the downside. So for our shorts, we're in a good spot right now. I'm just chilling. To be honest, this is going to be a short one because there's really not much to talk about. Besides the local low supports of the regions that I marked out here, I really don't see anything that screams bullish or anything that tells me to go long or take profit in my shorts. What I'm looking for is ideally a significant break in trend, some sort of pullback, and then a retest and or continuation of this trend. Now it can just put in a lower low here, or we can continue further. I am not too dead set on where it wants to go and where I want to see this go. I'm kind of just vibing, just hanging out, just understanding and letting price action do what it do. So until that really happens, I don't really plan on doing anything else. So this weekend's gonna be pretty laid back and chill out for me, or at least the next week or so. Oh, hey, what's up, guys? Digital, hey buddy, how you doing? Rich, did you take profit? I did not take profit. I was just kind of going over that here. I only plan on taking profit once I see some sort of bullish structure, because for me, this could possibly be a bigger reversal or bigger downtrend to where we test that 17,600. I'm not saying that's going to be the case, but it's may well be in the cards. So I don't want to be in that situation to where I take profit too early. So how I counteract that is only looking for decent sized setups that could possibly be used as an edge, or not edge, hedge, or if I see something that tells me that price can reverse. And the only way for me to tell is for price action to put in a not significant, but a decent sized ABC to the downside, to where I can get a point of reversal. So because like I said before, this can easily just pull back up here and just continue down, and I don't want to be that guy taking profit too early where there's another good leg coming. You could argue that you could try to play something like this into play the pullback into the next leg, but I think this is such a good position to hold on to. I don't want to necessarily risk losing it, or at least losing that entry. So for me, I'm just kind of just hanging out. So that's not really something I really want to do until it seems right to me. So hopefully that answers that question. Let's just go over ETH quick. That's the only other position I'm in based off of this ABC here. Well, I'm going to draw you the bigger structure first. That's the big one. That's the small one. And well, that's the medium term one, and that's the small one. So I'm playing into this, trying to play into the bigger reversal. I really could have played it up here, but where you start getting into the area where it's a little bit, how do I say this? You're going a little bit too far zoomed in. To me, the structure was a decent size. Arguably, you could have tried to play the 1821, but I was just rather off just playing this larger one in retrospect, in perspective to the entirety of this uptrend. So ETH is a little bit different. This is why I'm not too keen on looking for a lower low, is that ETH has pumped so much over the past couple months that, I can't deny that it's not a possibility. But for me, I go based off probabilities, and the probability of this actually putting in a lower low from here, I don't see it being that likely. So for ETH, I'm looking for some sort of pullback. I want to say this is probably, if let's say just as hypothetical, let's say it breaks here. This is going to be an A, B, C. So something like that, to where we complete a much larger structure. If I can see that and it looks sizable in comparison to this, then I'll go ahead and start taking longs or taking profit on my shorts. But for me, I just don't see anything that's good enough to even consider taking a position on. So, but hey, of course, buddy. Thank you guys for stopping by. I didn't think you guys would be tuning in. I was gonna record a video, but then I was like, you know what? Let's just go live for a little bit. I'm not gonna be on here too long because I gotta go get up early tomorrow. So I'm kind of just hanging out. Before we go any further, thank you guys so much for the 100 subs. I know 100 subs is not a lot, but for me, coming from nothing and not really pushing my videos out so much, you know, I'm not doing any sort of marketing. I'm kind of just, you know, just hey, telling everyone in Kites group, everyone in my community, hey, I'm going live, and you guys have really helped me get to this mark. So I really appreciate every single one of you. So the next step is getting to, let's see if we can get to 1,000. I'm gonna take it step by step, but I'm really looking forward to this. This makes me really excited. So I really want to thank every single one of you for subscribing. I'm on the West Coast, so it's like 9:45. Yep, that makes sense. Good content. Good time to give people, bro. Keep it up. Thank you, man. Thank you so much. Can you share how you handle your risk management or a video about it? Yeah, I can go over it with you. Before I do that, I'm just gonna go turn on my AC because it's getting hot in here. Let me just hold on. All right. Okay, so when it comes to risk management, I probably will do a video on this, make it separate, but I'll go over it quick with you, Rich. There's a couple different components or different aspects of risk management you got to look at. So the first thing I look at is risk in percentage to your account. So let's say, you know, my golden rule is try to stick to about 1% risk on your account. So if you're playing a position with a larger stop loss, you might be able to push it a little bit, but once you get past the like 2 to 3% mark, it's kind of getting to the point to where unless your win percentage is a lot higher, it's counterproductive in my opinion. So that's the first thing you got to look at is what is your, I'll make a little note up here. Actually, let's just do a regular text bubble. So first is going to be risk percentage of accounts. All right, so that's going to be the first thing. The next thing you want to consider is actual chart stop loss. So let's make that number 2. I'll put stop loss on chart. So, because this is going to contribute to your risk to reward, and if you're playing trades that are a little bit more aggressive, you can't be going about risking 2% a trade when your stop loss is 1% on chart. Now, to me, that's very aggressive. When I was first playing with the ABCs, I was mostly using 0.5, which is like ridiculously aggressive. Something that you shouldn't even think about with a 10-foot pull, if that makes sense. The money is good, but I've gotten burnt bad doing that because it requires more attention to detail and being on top of your positions more, because the tiniest wick could get you out. And if you're not on top of it, you can either miss out after losing a bunch or just continue to lose more and more, especially when price action like this is going on. I'll come back to this. But when price action like this is happening, this is where being very risky with your stop losses is going to bite you in the ass. That's just how it is. Unfortunately, it does happen. So it comes down to what your risk percentage is on chart. You know, if you're not trying to grow an account, I would say you can go like 2.5% is like a good sweet spot. You can go maybe 3%, a little bit more, but with using that 2.5%, you should not be risking more than 1% of your account. Yeah, your R&R is going to suck, but when it comes to adjusting your stop losses, yes, it does adjust your R&R, but also adjust your win percentage. So let me give you a quick example. Let's say this is the exact same setup I played. Actually, that's pretty good. I was using 1%. All right, so I got stopped out once. Trying to make sure I don't miss any. Twice. 3 times. I actually didn't get into this wick. So 4. I got stopped out 4 times. Now, if you're playing 2.5%, you wouldn't got stopped out. Oh shit. You wouldn't got stopped out. Let's see. Once. Now, this is assuming you didn't get wicked into the position, because I didn't. You only got stopped out twice. So yeah, your R&R isn't as nice as it would be if you're using a more aggressive stop loss, but you're not losing as much. So I can't sit here and tell you exactly which one to use. I can just give you guidelines of what I personally recommend to people. It depends on your situation, and it depends on what your goals are. If you're starting out small, so let me just give you 2 like hypothetical scenarios. You're either one of these 2 people. One, you're starting out small and you want to grow into something more. So what I usually tell people when you're doing that is it depends on how willing you are to lose that. So if you want to be more risky, if let's say you have $500 and $500 is not that much to you, sure, you can go ahead and be a little bit more aggressive, because in the end, the possibility of blowing that account increases. At least it's not everything that you've been saving up for. The other route of what I tell people, so we're still talking about the same person here. The other route is, if you're starting out small and let's say you don't want to lose all of it, or you're trying to be more secure and safe with your trading, I would say be a little bit less aggressive on your trade setups, like, using I can't talk right now. Using a less aggressive stop loss. Yes, like I said, I talked about the R&R situation. But a way you can combat that is, unfortunately, unless you have money in this game, it takes money to make money. And if you don't have that money sitting on the sidelines, or you don't have a good size account to play with, if you want to be safe, you're going to have to find a way to grow that account on top of trading. So one of the unfortunate truths, and this is how I came up, so I think anyone can do this, is you might have to find a way to get more money into that account while also trading. And the compounding of that will actually help grow a decent amount. That's what I just recommend for people who don't want to be as risky, but also want to contribute to longer term growth. So that's the one person. So now we're gonna get to the other person. The other person has a good amount of money to start, $20, $25, $50,000. Okay. For them, it's pretty simple, because they don't need to risk as much to make the same amount of money as someone who has $500. So when it comes to people who have sizable accounts to play with, I use this on my bigger accounts that I use. I don't trade that much. I don't trade too much with them, is because I'm using very large stop losses. I'm trying to play the bigger swings. So the volume is not as, my trading volume isn't as high. My profits aren't as high, but my win percentage is pretty decent. So if you have money to play with, and you have, how do I say this, and you want to be secure with it, go ahead and use those less aggressive stop loss, like 2.5%, as like a good base point for you, and just focus on trying to play the bigger swings and risk 1% of your account, because in the end, you're going to be making a decent amount of money doing so anyway. So hopefully that answers that question for you, Rich. If there's anything you need to touch up on. So if you have 500 USD and you don't want to lose or not be risky, maybe use 2%. Yes, that's like a good middle ground. It's all about, like I said, I know it, if you adjust it to a 2%, your R&R is not going to be as nice, but you're exchanging R&R for winning percentage. So your winning percentage is going to go up a little bit, but you're not going to make as much. So it's all about balance. I can't sit here and recommend, but I think that's a good basis point if you want to be conservative with that $500. But the problem is that when I tell people that, I'm not gonna, you know, I don't know what your situation is, but I've had someone come up to me and I said, hey, like, especially if you're new to this, if you don't want to be as aggressive, let's say you have a job, or let's say you want to balance lifestyle with this, there's a lot of different components when it comes to approaching trading. I would say you would have to be on the safer side, but unfortunately you take away the possibility of growing that account faster. So it's really up to you, Rich. I can't sit here and recommend, but if you, let's say you had that $500 and let's say you wanted to grow that, if you can find a way to contribute to that account as well while trading, it'll allow you to get through the hurdles of trading, like practice. So if you have $500 and you're being safe, you're being a little bit more conservative with your setups, you're less likely to lose, you're going to lose less money. It allows you to go through the ropes of what trading is. And on top of that, you're not risking a lot of money, you're only risking $500. So if you're willing to put more into that while you're learning, I think it's a good investment for your career and just in general. That's just my approach and what I tell people for the most part. It really depends on your situation. I think that's really it when it comes to risk percentage, stop loss. Yeah, because we're mostly just talking about risk here. So I think that's everything. Because this could be applied to any strategy that you use. It doesn't have to be the ABC strategy. You know, if you want to play local highs and local lows, you want to play patterns, you know, you have to figure out the sweet spot for every strategy. And for me, I think the sweet spot is like 2 to 2.5%. Hey, what's up, Ruben? How you doing, buddy? Thanks for tuning in. How you guys doing? We're kind of just hanging out here. I'm not gonna hang out for too long. I gotta get up at like 6:30, so like, is it 1 o'clock? Like 5.5 hours. Wait, yeah, 5.5 hours, somewhere around there. So I did take a nap earlier, so I am kind of a little refreshed, but I'm also like having that post nap like grogginess, just kind of like falling asleep in my chair. Thanks, man. I'll review this again, of course, Rich. Let me, if you have any other questions, just let me know. Camera's a little bit, there we go. So let me know if you have any other questions, because those are the most important things. Maybe, would you guys like this time? DXY looks like it's gonna have a big fat ABC. I'll take a look at that, Ruben. What do you guys think of like the time frame or the time of? Oh yeah, of me streaming. Maybe I'll throw in an extra day while I'll do like a late night. I can't speak. A late night thing. Preferably, probably like on a Friday night or something. If you guys want me to do that, I can do that. Let me know. That's gonna be interesting. So this corresponds with the idea that I had before. So if you guys aren't too familiar, basically the DXY mirrors BTC. So whatever the DXY does, assets in general do the opposite. So if DXY is pumping, everything else is gonna dump. This corresponds a lot with the possibility of this going lower. I don't know how much lower, but it's very, very possible that because of the DXY, it might have to reach a certain level. We're going to see a little bit more money being pulled out of BTC. Thanks for the heads up, Ruben. I appreciate that. Good eye. I don't pay attention. I don't pay attention to this stuff that much, like the DXY, the SPY. Every once in a while, I'll take a look at it, but I know the DXY is a little bit more important than how the SPY is doing. I don't see anything on the SPY. I would like to see an SPF of that low and form bullish ABC. Got a super random schedule, so I'm working to catch it. But that could be pretty much any time. Oh, okay. If you guys let me know. Maybe I'll throw in like one late night stream a week. Form a bullish ABC. That's on BTC, right, Ruben? I'm assuming that's what you're talking about. The wrong list. For me, yeah, BTC. For me, it's like the first thing I want to like point out and understand that these local lows here, and there's probably a decent amount of support. Doesn't guarantee anything. But like now that I'm putting the pieces together with the areas that we have of support, how the DXY is looking, and how that could possibly pump even further, just a little bit more, and that could possibly bring us down to test this level, like the 19K region. That's just me trying to just speculating, kind of like putting pieces together and how certain things will make sense. And it also really depends how the DXY plays out. Until I see that higher high, until I see that higher high at above 109.29, it looks like a pretty. Oh my god, you had a bullish ABC down here at 105. God damn. Wonder when that happened. The 10th. Okay, 10 days ago. So if the DXY keeps pumping, good chance that BTC is gonna probably want to test down here if it doesn't, if that 20,600 or 20,700 region doesn't hold. Do you guys have any other questions for me? If not, I'm going to wrap it up in like 10 minutes, maybe 5 minutes. Try to go for even 30, but I am exhausted. It's 1 a.m. Sorry about that. If you guys haven't liked the video, I would appreciate it. I'm just gonna throw this out there. Sub if you haven't. Pretty sure you guys here are sub though, so I appreciate every single one of you who's watching. Thank you guys so much for the support. I know I said this earlier if you guys haven't caught this, but it really does it really does mean a lot to me. When I saw that 100 come up, I was like, yes. US oil got a big fat ABC as well. Let's go check it out. It has to be US oil. Crude oil. Congratulations, mate. Thank you, buddy. Thank you, Ruben. I really appreciate that. It means a lot to me. You're one of the OGs too, so I appreciate you. Oh, yeah. What's up, everyone? We're kind of just hanging out. I figured I was gonna just visually make a pre-recorded video and just drop it for you guys overnight, but I figured it's like, you know what? Instead of trying to me doing a bunch of takes trying to get things perfect, I figured I'd just hop on live stream and just hang out where I could fuck up every once in a while, because we're just doing it live. Very engaging though. I appreciate you guys stopping by, saying hello, asking questions. we're just talking about different aspects of risk management here. So if you guys want me to brush over that, or I would just suggest going back. I'll say this: there is good information on that before in the video. I probably will try to make some sort of separate video talking about this. Definitely on my list. I have a decent list on my phone of ideas I want to talk about, and I kind of slowly get to them. So some videos are gonna be cool ideas, gonna be fun. Some of it's gonna be information based content, like, you know, providing good information for you guys. So you're gonna get a little mix of both from me. Oh yeah, did you do a vid on how to trade while having a job and stuff? No, that is all. Okay, so I started it. One of the clips that I had kept getting, how do I say it, corrupted every time I tried combining it with the original video. So I have to go about doing that again all over. So it's not, I mean, it's not that difficult, but I just, because of that, like, it's kind of like detained me. I try not to, how do I say this? I've been trying to make videos that I don't have to edit, because I've been having so many problems with I think I use Premiere, Adobe Premiere. Could even work. Premiere. Yeah, Premiere Pro. For some reason, I don't know how to use it, so I feel like I mess something up every time. So I gotta get better at that. Until I get better at that, the videos I'm gonna do are pretty much gonna be like straightforward topics. But thank you for reminding me, Ruben. That is on my list. I should probably prioritize that, because that is a very common question I get a lot. If you guys are curious, I can talk about it now. Pretty much the guide to balancing a full-time job while trading is, it first of all, it depends on what your job is. If you're like doing something like construction, to where you're constantly using your hands, moving about, the best thing for me to recommend, getting yourselves one of these things, an Apple Watch. Let me show that. All right, slap that thing on your wrist, and then you can actually get the Tradingview app program. As long as you turn notifications on your phone, just set alerts to where you want certain things to happen, or you're looking for certain things to happen. And, you know, you don't necessarily have to have a computer. You know, I do a lot of bybit stuff and Tradingview stuff on my phone. That's pretty much it. I'll go over details how to set how the alerts work, how you can not program, but how to set up your phone correctly so you get alerts. I'll go over that more in detail, but that's pretty much the gist of it. Is also determining, like I talked about before, what kind of R&R do you want to play with? What's your stop loss gonna be? You know, if you're gonna be more busy at a job that you can't really pay attention to charts still, I would recommend you go a little bit higher in the stop loss, like anywhere from like 3 to 4%. Your R&R is gonna suck, but it's all about maintaining balance and maintaining attention. If you're at a job, let's say you're working from home, and you have constant view of a computer monitor or a chart, you can get away with using 1%. I would argue I still use 1%, and what I do for work, it pretty much, like, I'm on my computer maybe 60% of the time, 70% of the time, and the times where I'm at not my computer, I'm not nowhere near a computer. Like, I'll be out on the road, or I'll be doing stuff outside, and the watch has been a lifesaver. So I'll make a separate video on that, going over the details, how to set literally from A to Z, how to set everything up. I just gotta get my talking points together, because I kind of just, the first time I did this, I kind of just rambled on, and when I went back reviewing the footage, I'm like, oh, this should go before this. I talked about this too soon, and I ran into the issue of editing and stuff. So I'll definitely get that going out. You know, I'll move that to my list right now. All right, folks. It's 1:15 where I'm at, just about. And I got work in the morning on a Saturday, which sucks, but that is the reality of the situation, unfortunately. So I'm going to call it a night for now. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. For being at 1 in the morning Eastern Standard Time, there's a good amount of people in here, so I really do appreciate every single one of you. Thank you guys so much for tuning in, commenting, subscribing. It really means the world to me, and I can't wait to do this not every day, but maybe every day. We can work up to that. But I look forward to talking to you guys more and more. And thank you for following me on this journey of my trading path, because you kind of get to see stuff that I get to do, my thought process, and hopefully I can help you guys out best as I can. But thank you guys so much for tuning in. I really appreciate you guys. Have a good weekend. Get some good sleep. I know I won't be, but all right, folks, now you know the plan. Let's see what happens. Hopefully by Tuesday we'll get an answer, or at least more price action. If not, we'll have an idea of what the next step's going to be. So thank you guys so much. I appreciate every single one of you, and I will see you guys on the next one.